Alright, so I'm here in beautiful Oregon with my C300 Mark II and the compact cinema zoom 18 to 80. This is if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. Anyway, we're gonna talk a little bit about the new C200 that has just been announced and compare it to the C300 Mark II. It's supposed to be the younger brother, but it's pretty loaded with some pretty cool features. So the difference is Cinema RAW, the Canon version. It's Cinema Light RAW, I guess that's what they call it, Cinema Light RAW. Anyway, it's 1 gigabit per second, which is 1,000 megabits per second. And this can't do that, right? So the next level on the C200 will be MP4, which is way down below this. They are going to update in between the RAW and the MP4 within the XAVC, I believe that's what it's called. Same as this. I think the delay of it is, it's basically a 10 to 12 bit codec, but they're trying to make it 8 bit to fit into the C200. So probably that's why the delay is. So you have the really high RAW, and you have the low MP4, right? Which still does 4K at 150 megabits per second, which is a little higher than the Sony. You know, a lot of you guys out there are like the A7 series, and it's 100 megabits per second in 4K, which is, it's okay. This thing does 410. So the C200 is 150 megabits per second, UHD 4K, which is the same as the Sony A7 series, but it's a little higher bit rate. And of course the low light will probably be better on the A7 series. So the C200 is right where Canon needs it to be. It'll compete with the A7 series, right? The FS7, FS5, the Ursa Mini Pro, Blackmagic Ursa Mini Pro, because the codec is very similar to that. The C200 is. So you get a really high RAW. This doesn't do that, right? You get the low MP4, which is not low. It'll be really nice quality. You know, I'm doing MP4 right now on my Canon 80D, and soon you'll have the XFAVC for the C200. Probably first of 2018 is what I'm hearing. So you'll have the extremely high bit rate right in the middle. It'll probably be a little less than this. It might be kind of like the XC10, which is 305 megabits per second. It is 8-bit codec, and it's MXF wrapper, right? I'm not sure if it's the XFAVC, but it's very similar. So it might be close to that. I'm guessing it'll be closer to that bit rate than this. So XC10 305, this is 410 in 4K. So it'll probably kind of like that. So who's going to use the C200? And what about this thing right here, right? What are they going to do with this thing? My baby. What are they going to do with this puppy? I'm hoping a firmware upgrade, man. Come on. So I talked to Brent Ramsey of Canon at NAB, and I said, flat out, I said, are you going to give us a firmware update for 4K 60p? And he flat out said, I don't think so. Probably, most likely not. And I said, why not? He said, well, it's the boards they put in here can't handle that, because you have to have a higher bit rate. It might be like a 600, 750 or something like that megabits per second if you run 60p at 4K. Full on tilt. So I was like, they got to give us something, right? They gave the C200 all this power, right? What about this thing? It's $12,000. Either lower the price, $999, or give us a little bit more. So come on, Canon, give our baby tried, true, and trusted C300 Mark II and the C300. That thing's, those two cameras right there are the #1 rented cameras in LA. I know, because I'm renting mine in LA. The next one is the FS7, the Sony FS7. So I can imagine the C200 is going to be very popular. It does not have a built-in microphone like this one does. There it is right there. The C200 does not have a built-in mic. It's a little shorter than this. A little shorter and a little fatter, a little wider. So the bottom of the lens will be a little closer to the bottom here, right? So more compact, closer to the C100 height, and this fatness, the width. Anyway, so what are we going to do with this thing, right? We need a firmware upgrade to keep up with that C200, because it's going to, once they put that XFAVC codec in there, and I don't think it's going to be equal to this. It'll probably be 8-bit, which again, this is 10 and 12, right? And if you want 10 and 12 bit on the C200, you got to do the RAW version, and it's internal RAW. It's 1 gigabit per second. That's fast, man. That's 1,000 megabytes per second. This is 410, so that's going to be a little powerhouse right there. Good for color grading. This is great for color grading. The C200 will come with C-Log 3. They skipped C-Log 2. This is C-Log 2 in here. But I'm hoping They'll give us a little bit more to extend the life of this puppy, because we love them, right? Us C300 Mark II owners, we love this puppy. So give us a little bit on firmware, man. You know, you gotta help us out. Or I'm gonna have to go buy the C200 also. I might do it anyway. I just might. I was really looking to get, I got a little money to buy a, I was gonna go buy the younger brother of this thing, or the brother, not younger, just brother. The 70-200 compact cinema zoom. Looks just like this. It's all you need for production. This, that, and one 24 or 35 millimeter prime to get the nice bokeh. This is a, you know, f4. Both of them are f4. You get one prime at f1.2 or 1.5. That's all you need for any production. This lens, the next one, you know, it hadn't come out yet, the 70-200, and one frickin' prime, 24 or 35. Take your pick. You're good. You get the nice big bokeh if you want the close-up big bokeh with the one prime. It can be even a photography prime. Those are pretty good. That's all you need for production. That's all I'm going to use. I got a bunch of photography lenses, but this and the new one. So I had money for the new one, the new 70-200 zoom. I might get the C200 just because I like it. I'm gonna, you know, I can afford it. I might grab it. I don't know. But the money I wanted to spend was actually for the new lens, 70-200, and the new DJI gimbal, or the old one, the Ronin, to carry this thing. Right? I don't have a gimbal for it yet. I have a gimbal for my XC10. That's my main gimbal in the 80D I'm filming on now. Put it on a gimbal with a 10-18 on there. It's great. So I want to get a gimbal for this that can carry this, and I want to get the new 70-200 lens, and I'm done. That's a production house right there. I mean, I'm done, man. That's all I need. And I got multiple cameras. You know, the 80D and the XC10 for A and B camera. And maybe if I make a little more money, I'll get the C200. I really do like it. I really like that sucker, man. Just help us out here, man. Don't leave it alone, Canon. Give us a firmware upgrade and give us some of that. Give us a little of that. Give us a little the MP4. I'll take MP4, 150 megabits per second, and 4K 60p in here. That's fine. You know, it's fine. Yeah, you mostly use it for slow motion anyway. It's enough for like 5 to 10 seconds of slow-mo. You know, most slow-mo is just a few seconds of epic slow-mo, right? Give us UHD slow-mo in here, 150 megabits, MP4, that's fine. It'll be fine. If you put it in here, it's going to be great. Come on, just a little bit, man. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to mention that I like the C200. Pretty impressed. Finally, Canon is listening to its customers, right? It is 8-bit internal with the SD cards. On the CFast, it's, you know, of course, it's mega. 10, 12-bit, man. It's a lot of bit rate. You got something to handle that. Woo! But you know, when are you going to shoot that on major productions, right? That requires that. Like you're doing a short film with a decent budget, or a real film with a budget, and maybe car commercials, just major commercials. Shoot it. If they're paying you good, use that. Use that codec. Use the RAW Light. If not, use the internal. The one that's going to come out, it'll be lower bit rate. So shoot, I've shot stuff on my XC10 at 305 megabits per second in C-Log. It's beautiful. It's 12-bit, but man, it's beautiful. I've done some beautiful work with that. But you can't give bokeh with that. Sure you can. Zoom in. Put it on 50 millimeter, 70 millimeter, 100 millimeter. Zoom in. Step back, zoom in. There's your bokeh right there. So I'm going to stop my rambling here, but I just want to talk about that C200. I really like it. I mean, it's like, it's right up there with Ursa Mini on price. It's right up there with FS7 1, 2 a little bit if you add a few things, 2, and then what else? Oh, the A7 stuff, you know, load up, make a production rig out of that. FS5. So the price is right. I did not expect the price to be $7,500 for the full kit, for the basic kit, you know, with nothing hooked on it. All this stuff is gone. $5,900, man. What are you? I mean, $5,999. Yeah, man, that's a kill. I might get that and hook some of this stuff to it. You never know. So I'm pretty impressed with it. You know, I don't know why the medium right in the middle of the codec didn't come out. You know, but so we got the MP4 and we got the RAW. It'll be right in the middle. The new stuff that's going to come out for it, the C200. It'll be out 2018 most likely. But Canon, do not give up on my puppy here. I spent a ton of money on this puppy. Do not let us down, man. Just keep upgrading it, man. You gotta keep giving us something to keep it going, right? it'll keep going. But the 4K 60p, why didn't they put it in there before? This has the 2 5, what do they call them? The chips 5 series, whatever. They got the 6 series and the C200, 2 of them. I forget what they're called. Anyway, the chips 5, 6, and they got the 3 7s in the C700. So then I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm here in beautiful Oregon because I'm shooting up here. Is that gorgeous or what, folks? That farm over there is part of this farm. So basically I'm liking the C200. But Canon, do not forget us people that bought this puppy. Okay. Later, folks.